Alright, I'm going to video a little bit of the process of starting a new tray. Here we have a new tray from a worm factory, and up in my backyard here I go to the place where I shredded a bunch of leaves last fall, and here it is in March, and I'll take some of these. They're still a little bit frosty on the top. I've already loaded up the bottom of a tray that's inside. I let it sit inside so the temperature of the leaves rises, and any extra moisture, you see how wet these are here, any extra moisture just drops out into a utility tub in the basement. I'll show you all that. So here is extra bedding that I will take inside. Here is where I've left a tray to warm up and dry out a little bit. You see it's a little bit dry on the top, and any moisture will have dropped into the tub, and the leaves are now at room temperature. Here is where I've left a tray to warm up and dry out a little bit. You see it's a little bit dry on the top, and any moisture will have dropped into the tub, and the leaves are now at room temperature. This is another part of the bedding right here. Shredded cardboard, which I get from just cartons that we use. Tear into strips that are narrow so my little paper shredder can handle it. So, in the room with the worm bin, I'm going to lift the lid and give the worms a chance to get themselves down under. And now I am going to place my semi-prepared tray on top. I brought some extra leaves which are quite wet, and I brought in the shredded cardboard and some really stinky food. The next step is get the tray on. Okay, down boys. Now that's sitting right up on top of that, and I assume, since there are probably about 5,000 or 7,000 worms down here, that the process of them heading up and processing the soil on the way is going to help this tray to settle down a little bit. And this tray is extremely fluffy. There's a lot of airspace in that. And next step for me is to put in some food. And you've seen the process in other videos that I've put up. I'm just going to do it and show you the next scene, since I don't have an extra hand operating the camera. Okay, so I have added a fairly sizable amount of food. You see there's probably, maybe 2 pounds of really stinky stuff. And so there's the leaves underneath it, half the leaves I should say, underneath it, so straight leaves from the backyard. And now I'm going to put in some cardboard. This is bone dry, has not had any moisture added to it at all, and you'll see why in just a second. So I put a good layer of that right over the top of the very stinky food, and then I take that extra batch of wet leaves that I just took out in this first shot. Tray, and I'm going to put the lid back on and see what we get in a couple of days.